Yo, yo, yo. Y'all know what it is, man. And if you don't, this is This Gorgeous Radio. I'm your boy Skinny, and I'm joined here with my guy, Chowdy. Right? I said it
Yeah.
right?
Said Choti.
Choti.
Yeah.
Choti.
Yes, sir.
Oh. See? Now I got it.
Yeah.
Hey man, uh
Yeah.
make sure y'all tap in with our sponsors, man. Exotic Pop. Bread when it came, man. Make sure bread when it came is on the front, man. It's gorgeous. Y'all know what it is. So make sure bread when it came is on the front. Anything you get. Um,
Yeah.
with that being said, let's get into it. Choti.
Yes, sir.
Choti. Got
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes,
Um, Choti, where you originally from, brother?
sir. I'm from East Africa. I'm from
Okay.
Uganda. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get this mic about your face a little bit. There you go. You good.
That's
Um, East Africa.
Yeah.
So this is gonna get interesting. First off, man, big shout out to my sis, Hip Hop Lou. That's how I found out about you.
Oh, word.
Hip Hop Lou.
Shout out to Hip Hop
Shout
Lou,
out to Hip
man.
Hop Lou,
Yeah,
man.
she's great. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be
man.
watching her content. She live.
That's how I found out about you. So
Okay.
coming up in East Africa,
hmm
in Uganda,
In
right?
Uganda, yeah.
How was that?
It's mad different, man. I'm gonna keep it real. It's like the culture is different. The
Okay.
people are more like, I think they're more just grateful to have things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you don't get the same things everywhere else. So growing up there, man, it taught me a lot of stuff. It kept me grounded. And just to be humble and grateful. Like every day for real. Yeah.
So when did you leave Uganda?
2009, like at the end of 2009, like November, moving into December, my mom my mom actually came over here for my brother. My
Okay.
brother he used to live in North Las Vegas. So she was like, "You want to go and study like in the US?" I didn't really know how to answer that for real, cuz you know what I'm saying, like I'd never really been here for over like 3 weeks.
Okay.
So when it came time, it was like let me ask my friends first before you take this big ass leap.
Wow.
So I went to school and I was like, "So what do y'all think?" And they were like, "Bro, if you don't go, I'm gonna go."
Right.
So I was like, "All right, man. Yeah, green light."
So how old was you when you came?
I was 13. I was turning 14. Yeah, my
Damn,
birthday in December.
teenager. Oh, so we fresh in the teenage years. Yeah, I would have
Yeah,
been. Man, how do you just make a change from that, from the
you know
U.S.,
what I
from
mean?
Africa to U.S.?
Yeah, because you had your clique and all that. So,
Right. People you fuck with, yeah, because
yeah.
by that time you already doing whatever you doing, whatever you gonna do. You already with most of the time by 13, you with the friends that you probably gonna grow up with.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I feel that.
yeah,
So you don't have the, how do I say? You don't have an African like accent. You don't have the, I want to say the basically the way America try
yeah.
to make the accent. You
I
don't
feel
have
you.
that. You know what
Like
I'm
the
saying? The
stereotypical,
stereotypical
like,
accent. You know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah,
sound normal. I guess
yeah,
is the best way to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I
yeah.
hear somebody from the South, like I know you from the South because of how you
The
talk.
accent, yeah.
If I just met you on the streets and we talked, I wouldn't think you was from Africa.
Africa, you would think I was from
Yeah, like
here.
you from somewhere around here.
It's like growing up, like my mom and dad always used to travel.
Okay.
So like I've been to like Australia, I've been to UK. So like when I was growing up and having family in those places, it's like when you go there and you live with them, you kind of like play around with their accent, you know what I mean?
Right.
So then you can speak that for as long as you're there, and then you can go back home and then it's like back to normal. This how we talking.
Right.
So growing up, it was just like it's like a chameleon thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Okay, so now let's get into the music, man. What brought you into hip hop?
um I think it was the love and like the therapy. It was a place like I
Okay.
could go where it was like, okay, nobody can really like tell me I can't say that or that didn't happen.
Right.
I could really put myself out there and be like, this is me for real, and like I'm willing to stand on this, like whatever you say.
However you feel about
Yeah,
it, this is me.
this is me. Yeah,
I can feel that. Like, me knowing the difference in culture, uh, and music, uh, like hip hop is a beloved language, and I'm gonna call it a language because I think everywhere, no matter what language you speak or whatever, people have their own love for hip hop.
That's fact.
Everywhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So coming from that, and I know the sound of what they like in Africa is different than what we like in the US. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
who was your influences when you got into music and when you started to be like, man, I want to do hip hop? Who was some of the people that you listened to and loved or liked or whatever?
So growing up, it was like Ti. Ti was one of my first like
It's my favorite artist.
man. Ti was he hit home for me first. Then
Okay.
it was like Jeezy, and after that, it was like Most Def, Talib Kweli, Common, Busta Rhymes, Joey Badass.
Mm. I like this
Yeah,
list.
you
I
know,
like
like
these people you
them.
naming.
They thank you. Like
For real.
you know what I'm saying? They made me like sit back and like actually like study and like know like okay, like if you gonna do it, like do it. Don't just
Right.
oh we here. Nah, like because like people like I have a friend. Shout out to Q third. He
Okay.
he says it all the time. Like people have died over this. You know what I'm saying? So you
Facts.
can't just take this lightly. Like we just throwing stuff out here. So yeah.
Bruh, that's dope. So with your list, because I'm gonna pick apart some of these names. So
Mm,
I'm a big Ti fan. Ti is like Ti is one of my favorite artists. Like with me, it's Tupac and Ti. Like that's my A and B. You know what
mm,
I'm saying?
yeah, strong,
Yeah, because with Ti,
strong.
although he gave you the trap, the hustle life, he told you why it wasn't best to get into it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I fuck with Ti.
Yeah.
Now, Most Def is like my favorite artist, like one of my favorite artists, but I never really cared for his music.
Mm,
So that's why it's crazy you say that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Because Most Def was such a dope poet, and I was into poetry so much because he was such a dope poet, and he spoke so much like poetically. I wanted to hear what Most Def was saying, but I always hated his beats, so I couldn't just sit down with an album.
Right.
But I did enjoy him as an artist. So I say that, and I'm picking apart these certain people because of your range is so huge.
Mm,
Some people, when they come to hip hop, it's like a box. Like, oh, I like Ti, and then I like Jeezy, and then I like Gucci Mane, and then you know what I'm saying? Like they start naming all trap
right. In that lane.
in that lane. You chose to listen to different things.
I did.
So you said coming to the United States, your mom said you wanted to study out here. What are some of the things that you studied in music when you started
I
loving
did
music?
that. I did that on my own. Like in terms of like what I loved, I always did that on my own because stereotypically growing up in an African home, it's all about A's, B's, C's. You know what I'm saying? You got to
I
go to
hear that a
school. You
lot.
got to get that grade. Uh, you're not going to disgrace us, not us. So it's like, for me, I would isolate myself in my room. You know what I'm saying? Play records back continuously, just
Okay.
to see. Okay, like how did she set that up? You know what I'm saying? What is it that she used to hit? How did she hit and why? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or why did he put it like this? When the hook ends, where does the verse start and why does he start it like that? Some people I learned like Jadakiss.
Okay.
Jadakiss has this skill where he loops his verses. So the verse will start, he'll talk about the same thing, but he'll loop it right back into the hook and then come right back, second verse, loop right back into the hook. That not a lot of people can do that.
That's a talent.
you know. So I always studied on my own. Like I took the time to sit down and just learn what it was, the beats, how to count, what's a 24, why does it sound, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm very obsessed about this stuff. It's just yeah.
It's dope to hear that. So my first time hearing you, um, it was like a story. You know what I'm saying? Like you was telling a story.
Mm,
And while I listened to some more of your music, because when I first heard you, I was like, he cool, but I can't really understand what he's, you know what I'm saying, like with
Getting
everything he's
across.
doing, right?
Yeah,
Like I don't understand lyrically where he's going.
I understand that.
So then I tapped in with more of your music, and I noticed that you love to give a story, but not your average storytelling. You give a particular point of view
Mm.
in your music. Where did that come from?
I think that's just me, and whenever I write, I always write from a place of okay, I know that.
Okay.
There's no denying that. I know that. So whenever like I write a song, if I write a lyric down first and it doesn't hit me, then I'm not paying attention to that. I'm scrapping that. And then
Okay.
the moment something that comes that's like, okay, boom. So everything you hear, every line is like it's put there purposefully, intentionally. It's not like just thrown out there. So
Right.
that's where the perspective comes from. It's just mean, to be
Right.
honest. Yeah.
And like I had to bring that up because I like when it comes to music, I study music, I study people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So if I don't like something, like in my ear, I need to tap into why. You know what I'm saying? Like because I
Yeah.
feel like as an artist, you're this way for a particular reason, and there's a lane for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
could not like it, and you get a million people that love it. So I have to find out why. You know what I'm saying? Like so that's
Yeah.
why I asked that because you do a lot of point of view rap. Like I'm giving you this from this vintage point, and some people try to do more of a broader,
Scope.
you know what I'm saying, a broader
Yeah.
scope. And you like, nah, like zoom in on what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
why I'm talking about this. Focus on this. So I had to, now that I get to sit down with you, I had to ask that because when I listen to your music, I'm like, nah, it's a focus point.
Yeah. Cause like it's all it's all blocks, or it's all moments, or you could say it's all details, you know?
Yeah.
Like I could say something like it's simple, like lost between speakers, friends,
Okay.
funds, you know? Like lost between speakers, friends, funds, fines, fun feline felons, follow fellow followers for phenomenal flavor. I'm telling you, I'm lost in this music, okay?
Right.
Between friends, money, people who claim they want to be something, you know what I'm saying? But you can follow me because I know you're a follower. I have somewhere better to be.
Right.
So come with me, I'll show you something.
And this is phenomenal. And then you put the feline in there. So even vagina and all that pussy is, you know what I'm saying? Like I get it. I get because I've studied you low key. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Because I'm that person when I hear something like, nah, it's something there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm that person. So that's dope. And
I appreciate
the way
that,
that you broke down
honestly.
the bars, you know what I'm saying? Like the way that you broke down your bars, because I be needing to know, bro. Because I am a critic here. You know what I'm saying? Like people do
Hmm.
look at me as a critic. People do look at my platform for what my platform is, and they look at the critiques. So when I critique somebody, I need to know why. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah,
one of them people. Like let me go back. That's why I tell everybody. Like I feel like everybody got one. You got one that I'ma like. You probably got a million that the world love, but you have one I'ma like, and I'm
facts.
going to find it. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to dig. So hearing you come from, Africa, Uganda, and you have this culture, and then you've been here since a teen. So you have the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Because you have the memories of Africa,
Mm,
and now you have your American, and it's two different cultures. So you have your African friends,
yeah,
and then you have your friends here,
yeah,
which two might relate differently. It's a different love. There's a different love everywhere you go
that's true.
between people. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like the way we love over here as friends might not be the way that they love over there.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's dope. So I know education is big in the African home. I've heard this plenty of times. Where like education wise, was you like, okay, I'm gonna keep going through college, or was you like, I'm you more of a self taught? Like I want to learn myself. I don't really.
Yeah, I was more on that kind of wave. Like I didn't want to. be in school. There was nothing like that I didn't like about it.
Right.
I was just like, this is not the place for me. You know, like I love my parents. I love that you guys did this for me. I do, but I'm not going to pretend, not even to y'all, like,
Right.
because I could be 3 years down the line and not like that I have this degree, and then I'll look back and resent that. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm um, I'm upset you now, so that later you're like, okay, maybe it
You
wasn't that
understand.
bad. Yeah,
Right.
you know.
I get it.
Mm.
And I respect that. I ask some questions for certain reasons. So, and I definitely hear that in your music. I definitely hear that you are so into you and learning you. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a dope quality.
Mm.
Um, Before we get up out of here, one, let the people know where to find you at, all that social media.
IG, Instagram. You can follow me at Voodoo Child. That's VOODCHIILD. I do have a website, fruitfulaccent.com. That's the label.
Dope.
YouTube channel, Fruitful Accent, and I'm also on Twitter, Voodoo Child, VOODCHIILD. Yeah,
Dope, man. All right, man. So we gonna go ahead and get up in here. It was good chopping it up with you.
you
Good,
too, man.
getting inside of the music or whatever the case may be.
Yes, sir.
If you have anything coming out, anything, let the people know if you got anything on the way.
Dropping a few singles next month and this month. I just released a song called Hopeless. Check that out. It's out everywhere. Before that, I dropped a song called Everything. You can check that out on streaming platforms everywhere. Before that, I dropped a video called Hold On. You can find that on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Dope, man. Hey, man, with that being said, y'all know what this is. Is this gorgeous radio? Make sure to tap in, man. Follow Chata everywhere. And like I said, exotic pop. Go get some exotic pop. Make sure the country. That breadwinner Kane is on. I was gonna say country Kane. Make sure that breadwinner Kane is on this, man.
Yeah.
It's been a long, long day, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to his gorgeous music. Shout out to his gorgeous radio. Shout out to
Fruitful accent.
Chowdy coming through.
Yeah.
Fruitful,
Fruitful.
fruitful
Fruitful accent.
accent.
Yeah.
Shout out to that, man. With that being said, we up out of here. Peace.
Peace, y'all. It's a pleasure,
Appreciate you,
Skinny.
man. All the time, bro.
Mhm.